Hey, what's going on, people of the dude land? This week's YKWD is sponsored by BetterHelp. Start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/dude. I want to tell you about an amazing company that me and my wife found. We've been going to New Hampshire for the last 30 years vacationing, and we love it up there. We've been renting, and we've been a guest, and we've always wanted to own, but we couldn't afford it. It was just out of our reach until we found Tiny Homes of Maine. This company is amazing. It's a husband and wife. It's a family-owned business, and they make the most amazing tiny homes on the market. They're built to withstand Maine winters, and they look amazing. They're fully customizable, and they have 3 different sizes. You should check them out. If you're thinking about, having a second home or maybe downsizing or, just having an office, go tiny and go to Tiny Homes of Maine. The company is amazing, and they help you every single step of the way, from finding the right one for you, from making it from the ground up, and to finding about the laws in your area and financing. You couldn't go with a more amazing company and a more amazing family than Tiny Homes of Maine.
Yeah. Are we ready? Right? What?
This is Greg getting into dad mode.
Oh, man.
Where he's like, I'll turn this car around right now.
I will turn this podcast right around, and no one will go, charge my phone. 15.
Yeah, baby. We're starting the podcast right now. We're back. You know what, dude? Live. Welcome, everybody, to the show. YKWD. I started social media and podcasting. The fact. The YKWD podcast. YKWD's back again. Old school, back in the day, where it all started. Before them all. YKWD. This podcast is so fun and crazy. It has no rules. Shut up. You're ruining this. Where's the bandana, man? Sorry. It's a comedy podcast. This isn't NPR. That's what this podcast does. Is there any better show? This is the original.
Welcome to
everybody.
You Know What, Dude. I am your guest host, Greg Stone, here with 2 great guests.
I'm also your guest host, Mike Cannon, and I believe tie goes to whoever's in the theme song.
I believe I was in the theme song.
Were you?
Yeah, you didn't hear me?
No. What'd you say?
Welcome, everybody. I'm the cool dude. Rock and roll. Look at my body.
I was one of this podcast has no rules.
Yeah. Well, what happened, Mike? I'll let you be. I'll let you.
Double booked.
Double book. This is YKWD.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? With
Yes.
Robert F. Kelly.
Who's not here.
Who is not
And if he
here.
was, I would smack him across the face for trying to tear apart a friendship.
Yeah.
Successfully.
He did. This is a power move to tear comedians apart.
When Bobby's not here, he does like to be, what is it, Spiral? Is that the guy from Saw? Who just likes to throw out little challenges to his Jigsaw, right? To whoever, comedians likes to throw a little piece of meat in between us and see who makes it out.
So he booked both of you and then went on vacation? What a fucking
As
move.
host.
That's a power move.
Yes, it's a power move.
Power move.
It's kind of dirty.
Yeah.
He said, he booked both of us as the host.
Right.
Guest host. Yeah.
As guest host. And
I
then
don't know
up
about you,
here,
but I felt like I leveled up.
I was like, oh, wow, what a nice thing for daddy to give me the keys to the car.
Listen, I remember the days when Soder would guest host, when Giannis would guest host, Joe List, and I was like, I'm next, baby. I'm next. Let's do this. Eventually, let's pop things off with a big YKWD appearance. And instead,
this is how we're going to do guest host, like a duet. Yeah, all right. Welcome to It's Mike and Greg's. We're not home to answer the phone. I'm not going to play his game.
okay,
I'm not going to talk.
you're not gonna. That's it. You're out.
No,
okay,
I'll just sit
fantastic.
here.
Well, I'm excited to be your guest host for the day. It had never even been lobbed to me that I was just a regular guest. It was guest host from the first text. We even fought over timing.
Right.
They really tried to get me in here.
Because if they just said guest, that's the end of the negotiation.
And Bobby,
hey, don't call me for that.
No, that was Mike 8 years ago.
Right.
Like then I'll come in,
which is me now. I'm just a regular guest.
Also, we have two hosts, and neither one has brought in the guest.
Oh, what? Guess Mike's not a guest. He's a brother.
Yeah.
And now where I go, Mike
Wow.
Vecchione,
Way
where
to
I go,
spin it.
Vecchione goes. We only go to the same places now. We're getting
Greg, thank you for getting me in here. In this spot.
Well, let's welcome formally our guest, one of the greatest comedians, honestly, of this era.
Thank you.
Mike
Michael
Vecchione.
Well, thank you guys so much for co-introducing me.
I love you're the only not host.
Yeah, I'm the not host, and I'm not fighting for it
All right.
either.
And I'm the only not Mike.
Yes. Yeah. There's 3 mics.
That takes my focus away. I don't know about
3
you.
mics.
There's 3 mics here, right? Sorry, Neil.
Who's Neil?
Neil Brennan.
Neil Brennan.
Oh,
he did
is he
3
not?
mics.
3
and now
mics.
we have 4.
Oh,
It's honestly the only logical progression to his show.
I'm waiting for everything you say to be an insult. Because
No.
Oh, no.
Not at all.
Throats.
Mike did notice, though, that I am wearing a History Hyenas t-shirt.
Right.
And I did wear this intentionally because I wanted to see, I was perusing my clothes and I was seeing what article of clothing would hurt the most people in the room by wearing.
Right.
And not only was this the biggest show on this network that just basically stiff-armed Bobby on their way to success,
Right.
inevitable breakup, but also I think Mike was one of the heads that they stepped on to get to their position.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Dímelo, tell me, brother.
No, Chris did no disrespect. It was our podcast for maybe 12 hours.
Wow.
I don't know. I measured it in hours. And yeah, and then he was off to become a history hyena.
Funny you should
And then I was like, history podcast, this is going to be complex. And then they'd be like, Chaz Palminteri is wild. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's got nothing to do with it's wild.
anything you say does eventually become history.
You're right.
So it's all history.
right.
The
What are you,
past.
their PR guy?
Hey, Mike, what did I say before the podcast?
Same team.
Same team. Yeah.
Also, both Greg and I came in with a plan.
Right.
So my plan was Bobby. I helped co-host also Calta and Kelly earlier today. It was a double duty day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty busy.
Mike, you're a utility guy. You're really fucking stepping it up.
That's right. It's
Stop
either that or I have.
I'm sorry,
You
but
compliment him, I want to compliment you.
okay. Oh, I think you're great also. And you're a macaroni
That's
rascal.
Rascal.
Yee.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a hot new podcast that I heard about.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
I haven't listened.
Coming
to it.
soon.
Oh,
We're backlogging a couple because we don't want the fans to get moist and not
Right.
have a hard.
And I know what we're doing is we're also doing topical things in backed episodes.
Oh, that
So
really
when
is
they
smart.
do come out.
That really is smart.
Reminds
Yes.
you about the past.
Right.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right? People want to be about nostalgic about Cuomo being kicked out of
That's
office.
Right.
Yeah, things
Something
like
that
6
just
weeks
happened.
ago.
Or a 6-week history hyena.
It's like I love the 80s, but it's I love 3 weeks ago.
That'd be cool if you guys only recorded it while driving around Mohegan Sun in a scooter. But my plan was to come in here, and I know you're not a weed guy at all.
No.
But Bobby, while I was doing Calta and Kelly, was like, "Don't do me a favor, don't do an edible for YKWD." And I had never even thought of it. I thought this was a big
Right.
step up career wise. I was very excited
Right,
to
yeah.
Right.
step
Me
in
too.
the chair.
I thought, but it's not.
And now there's nothing I want to do more than take an edible with Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that.
And
Since I'm not hosting.
We'll play Beat the Clock.
right. I'm going
Right?
to say this. I'm going to say, Bobby told you to guest host, then you're the guest host. I will take a Neil, and I will just, I'll just be really high.
Do you want to bite from the same box?
Yeah.
Okay. This is 100. I'm going to take half. You can
100?
do whatever you want.
100 milligrams.
You're going to have to get me home, Mike.
We don't live in the same
Are you going to take the
neighborhood
full
anymore.
50?
I can sleep over?
Yeah, you can sleep over.
No.
No,
I'm
don't.
going to need
No,
some
50 will make me like cry. And
Yeah.
it'll make me divorce my wife because weed makes me do the things I've always wanted to do.
So this is an interesting thing. You could keep that, but yeah. I don't
Give it back.
Suarez, do you do drugs?
I don't.
You're not a drug guy?
No, he is family mules, but he doesn't do it.
With a name like Suarez.
Yeah, never get
Isn't
high
that
on
the-
your own supply.
Japanese people are allergic to certain alcohol.
Are you half Japanese?
On the other podcast, I am.
This is
Okay.
an inside joke that no one even remembers.
Okay.
About 5 years.
All right. I'm trying to get caught up to speed.
So, Mike, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Well, thank you guys for having me. Whichever one.
It's a pleasure to have you on
Yeah.
both.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Are you an emotional guy?
Yes.
You are. So
Yeah.
do you actually cry
Yeah.
alone, or is this a public show?
Right before this podcast, when I found out who the guest hosts were. No. Yeah, I will cry. I'll cry. When leaving Dan Soder, we just broke up our home
Right.
to live with our Katies. And
Oh, look at that.
we're both dating girls named Katie.
That's
And,
awesome.
if the fans don't know, if you've been living under a rock,
You're with Katie.
I'm with a Katie, and he's with the Katie.
Couric, right?
He's with Katie
Right.
Holmes.
He's not with Katie Couric.
No, he's not.
Come on, man.
I don't want to say her name because she is famous.
Katie Couric is wildly famous. I shouldn't have said that. My bad. Katie Couric. Can we delete that?
No, you're talking about the.
Can we delete that? The newscast.
You're talking about another Kate, Katie Carrick, who's the one who gives you
Right.
one cup of coffee.
One cup of coffee, Katie?
Yeah.
I always look her name up. Anyway, this is what you get on Macaroni.
Yeah, this is what you get. Fresh comedy
Fresh
with your
Katie
pasta with a
content.
little Parmesan.
Yeah. It's mostly incorrect statements. Go ahead. Sorry.
Have you been overly emotional? Because I'm.
My overly emotional moment. Thank you for keeping us on track. I'm starting to see who the real guest host is now. And Greg,
You better.
don't fucking defy me because I'm going to make a point here.
I swear to God, man, you were supposed to have my fucking back on this.
I did have your back, but then you started fucking going AWOL, which you do. You go AWOL sometimes. Cannon is fucking keeping us on conversation.
You know what?
You're all over the place, dude.
Macaroni Rascals is dead. Yeah.
You left the podcast?
I killed it.
But I'm back. I can't do that to those eyes.
All right, because I was about to fucking ask Mike if he wanted to do.
Would you do that?
I know.
It would be called
Patreon.
It would be called Micaroni.
Micaroni podcast, yeah.
Micaroni
So
Rascals.
funny. Maybe you guys should do it together.
All right, don't get vengeful. It was just an idea.
It wasn't
funny.
It was a bad idea.
Funny.
And it was a mean idea.
Funny. We were laughing.
You know who
at
else
it,
had
Greg.
ideas? Hitler. And that's who you are right now. You're podcast Hitler. You're destroying a race of emotions. My emotions.
Well, we were talking about
All right, go ahead.
emotions.
Sorry,
Great
we're back.
segue, Greg. We were talking about emotions, and when I left Soder, I was just having breakfast the other day, and people sometimes joke. They're like, oh, was it hard leaving Soder now that you're living on your own? And I look them right in their eyes, and I go, I cried in his arms. I cried right in his arms, and they go, well, yeah, you guys did live together for a long time. And they just backpedal a little bit because they realize I'm serious.
Right. Well, and it's not just that, but you guys had kind of the ideal, even romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Aside from, I don't know how you got down physically, but just even sharing that space and getting along the way you got along, that's like
For a
better
full
than
decade?
Most, that's better than most women you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yes.
God.
It was great. So yes, I am emotional.
Okay.
Greg,
Yeah?
would you care to comment on how emotional you are?
You are not emotional.
I am emotional.
You are a block of ice. You don't even smile at me anymore.
True.
You don't bring me flowers. You hardly talk to me.
That's not true. We're communicating all times randomly on text because that's the way you operate. Apparently, this guy texts. He's like, "Hey, I text randomly sometime 4 a.m. Hey, do you want to do a segment?"
Yeah. No, what's
70
fun though
texts in
is
a row.
Greg will text me and then text the same conversation we're having to me and say, "Sorry, wrong person."
Power move. The power move, like coming on a podcast and demanding to be the host.
Yeah. So he works out his hot texts on me, makes sure it works,
Wait, what
and
did
then
I send
takes
to
it
you?
to a
What
real
do you-
friend.
Be specific here.
What you're currently
slowly
working
getting
on.
high. Oh, my rap group.
Yeah.
That's not a rap group.
You got a lot happening right now. Are you really focused on
very
Macaroni
exciting.
Rascals? Or
I'll
are
tell
you
you
going to
this,
do this rap thing?
3% in everything right now. I am 3%. I have about 3% to get in macaroni, but 3% of what I got is 100% of what everybody in this room's got, what the mics all together got. And you, Mike. I'm mad.
Holy shit. You're coming out with some fucking crazy confidence.
Am I upset? Shit. Anyway, moving right along. What were we saying?
I'm saying I'm high.
That's how quick the edible works on me. This is why I can't do this stuff.
It's that
You
fast?
just ate it.
Yes.
You're using it as an excuse.
Yeah.
My system burns through things at a. My body is a finely tuned machine.
It burns through friendships.
You're a real cock and a half.
All right. But I think Mike was asking, since he's in the big chair, are you emotional?
Well, I was actually so emotional.
Unstable, I think is the word.
Yes. I thought,
I think this is how we need to do Macaroni Rascals, where it's just us and we have someone and we fight. And don't let this person talk. We don't
trying to interject, and you're like, right.
Yes.
Maybe Ryan Hamilton should be the third mic.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Ryan
that won't talk.
Hamilton.
That's a
Right.
good idea.
Get
It's just called fighting in
man.
front of the children, and it's you and
Oh
I
yeah, fighting. That's a different podcast.
I know, but we could.
We
change
have a
it.
great rapport in terms of coming up with other podcasts. Might not work.
Yeah,
that
You
we
guys
have
should
no
start
intention of doing.
the very first podcast think tank where you come up with
Right.
themes, and it's almost like what was that? Somebody made fun of Family Guy and how they come up with their jokes. I think it was probably South Park,
Right.
Where it was like a manatee that would swim randomly to two soccer balls, and it would compare two unlike things. That's kind of what's happening.
So what was your question to me?
What?
Well,
my question to you in terms of emotion was, well, it just in terms of all of us, because Mike, I would look at you and not think you are openly emotional. Because you have kind of a very rough exterior and just like
resting cop face.
Yes, 50's dad, the neighbor from American Beauty who just so happens to be gay if you push him far enough, but not outwardly emotional.
Right. Yes.
With Greg,
like a hitman.
Greg is about to have a kid.
Right.
So is it a boy? I don't know. Is that even public knowledge?
We're going to
I
let
have
him
no
decide
idea.
when he's 30.
That's a good idea.
And not till he's 30.
That's good.
We're going to call him 357.
All neutral colors.
Yeah. He's a 357th child being born in Astoria in October, and he will be the number until he gets a certain age, and then he will pick his gender and he will pick his name. And it is whatever he has done the best at. So
that's cool.
If he's
sounds like you're kind of pushing a gender at him by calling him a he.
Oh, well, yes. I would like him to be a he because I prefer men because they have bigger brains. And women should I would like to round all the women up and start a war.
Yeah.
I want to go to the war.
Physically.
All right.
Are there enough? Because obviously there are women that we can't take physically. You watch the Olympics. Right?
Yeah.
You watch the Olympics in these ways. Simone Biles.
Oh, Greg doesn't think it's possible. Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Bring him in here. Bring him in here, and we'll settle it.
I would
one-on-one. I'll fight any woman.
I would take a figure skater over you in a fist fight.
No, but you're saying straight fist fight. Fist fight. I can't beat anyone. If we're bringing in cheating, I can take anyone.
Shooting street fight.
That's cheating allowed.
What cheating are you going to bring
Shanks,
to the table?
showing up in their house when they're asleep, cutting their brake lines.
Okay.
Are we
That's
playing
not
for
a
keeps?
fight. That's
it's a
vengeance.
Fight. It's winner. It's winner takes all life.
Okay.
And so if that's the thing, I'll win. If
Okay.
it's two in a ring, probably not. Unless I could if I'm allowed knives or something or throwing a blow dart.
But they're allowed knives too. Then.
Well,
You're
they
gonna
have
out-knife somebody.
and they're pretty good with blades.
Right.
They can
Are
just
they?
do a kick flip and just slice your throat.
If it's anything goes, I'll win.
That's solid.
Yeah. You ever see that hockey video? I forget who it was, but it was a goalie in like the 70s and he was still wearing the Jason mask. And some dude was on a breakaway and he fell, kicked up his leg and slashed the goalie's fucking throat and just started spraying onto the ice.
Oh no, I never saw that.
Yeah, it's really troubling.
What do they call that? Murder by power forward?
Yeah, that's 3 minutes for murder. Go in the box.
There was a guy a few years ago, maybe like the past 10 years, that someone fell and got his throat by accident. And they ran out and they got him and he was saved, but it was like he got the jugular.
Oh shit.
And it was like, you've got moments
to live
until they get there. And he lived, but it was wild. Oh, we don't have to watch it.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh my God, look at that spot though.
I'm not
dude.
looking.
That's real deep up in there and it just started coming out. But you don't have to look. What I was asking
Deep
about
up in there is Greg's middle name, by the way.
And his new podcast.
deep up in them.
Oh, yes.
You know what I get up in there?
Mm.
A pussy, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you must have at least once.
It's a not confident rapper.
It's a fun. Yeah,
I'm up in the pussy, I think. I asked them. What were you going to ask me?
Yeah, what's the emotional thing? Where are you going with this, Mike? I'm curious.
Well,
now.
because you're about to have a child,
Right.
I am surface emotional. Once I had a kid, it was exponentially more. So
Right.
it's more than I ever thought. That is just constantly pouring in. I have tears at the lip of my lids at all times. The levees are weak; they're ready to go down, and just
over anything or kid related something.
mostly kid stuff
Right.
and like family stuff or anything like that. Anything
like
that's
you see a
about-
bike, just nobody's on it. You see a bike, you're like, what the
That's for a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Should we be queuing up Cats in the Cradle for this?
Yeah, I think we should, unless that would get us taken off of YouTube.
Oh yeah, that would.
You can, I almost said avocado.
I can avocado this.
Yeah, please do.
I can avocado. They should do this MTV avocado, and that's where everyone comes on. And
Kurt Cobain sang and made guacamole.
Yeah. That's what I was.
But Mike, why? Why did that change for you? What's with the emotional shift?
I think it's somehow an expansion of your ability to care. And I think that's, whatever cliche people say, your heart grows a million sizes and you suddenly care about something more than yourself. And I do think that's actually kind of a gradual change. I expected it to be instant.
Right.
My focus and discipline as a man instantly changed. Like that was immediate. I stopped drinking. I was like 100% there for my wife, got her whatever she needed, was really a great partner during the pregnancy. Same thing present early in the birth of my child as well, like really there the whole time, shared duties, all that stuff. But I think as he gets older and he's like expressing himself and his love for me, which is so comedian, like it's like, yeah, I guess I'll love you once you tell me you love me. It's like it has grown so much that it's overwhelming at all times.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm
Is that
curious.
the
That's really beautiful.
I'm just curious where you're at with that. If you feel,
I mean, the minute she said she was pregnant, I started crying, and I haven't stopped crying.
Yeah.
I just don't show it anymore. I've just been on, like, it's crazy. I've always been like wildly in touch with my emotions, easy to let them go. But it's like, yeah, it's the same. I mean, like, it's what I realized when she got pregnant was that I was actually able to kill myself the whole time, and now I can't.
Yeah.
You know, it's like now I can't kill myself. But fucking 3 weeks ago, that'd have been great.
Yeah.
That was an easy way out.
Right.
well,
And now
and
it's like, ugh, I got to live for this thing.
we just talked about it, and I don't know if this is a normal thing that dudes go through, but the moment I found out my wife was pregnant, I couldn't stop thinking about dying. Like, not that I wanted to.
Right.
I was trying to prevent it from happening. For the first time in my life, I didn't want to. Like, I actively didn't want to. I kind of was like, take it or leave it at most points in my life.
But minute it happened, I went, my wife is going to die in childbirth, or I am clearly going to die young, and all my kid to look back on me is my podcast. And I'm going to do this like My World with Michael Keaton. I remember that My Life.
Right.
Keaton did a movie where he was like doing videos.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my kid's going to have to go back and be like, oh, Greg did a very racist character. My father taught me about Japanese people in a way I didn't want to see. And that's all there.
You're going to raise your kid through a podcast. I think that's awesome.
That's a movie.
With ads. Leave the ads in. Let them learn the hard way.
Yes, that's why I'm talking more about this, is so my son actually has examples of me loving him and not just hate speech.
Yeah. Oh. Edibles aren't supposed to kick in that quick. I do feel something already.
No, for me personally, it goes like 15 to 20 minutes before the march starts happening.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
you know, some people are like an hour or whatever. But what I've been doing also from the city, since I've been driving in and out, and it's an easy drive. Usually from Brooklyn to Spots to the cellar was like 35 minutes. That's about, without traffic, the amount of time it takes me to get here as well. To, you know, Upper East, Upper West, it's exponentially easier, obviously, and then all those different places. So it's not that bad of a drive. But what I've been doing is popping a full one of these, a hundo piece.
When you drive.
And then getting in my car and playing Beat the Edible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
But it also isn't one of those things where it's like, it's not like I'm all of a sudden 10 beers deep and like, I can't see anything.
But it's
like,
kind of meditative in the sense that you have to stay composed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to control your mind, and you have to work to control your mind. That's the thing I couldn't handle with edibles. I couldn't control my mind, and it's actually a good exercise into mentally controlling yourself.
I read a note to myself, not even joking, that says, you did this for fun. So that when I start to fully lose it, I go, this is for fun. We'll come back and just grab it. Just grab onto whatever you can grab on.
Yeah.
You'll hold onto the table and go, this is for fun. And I have to look at that thing and go,
Right.
It's like Memento.
But then your drugged up self writes another note. This is out of control.
Whoever thought this was fun must have been out of their fucking mind.
Thanks for saving me on that one,
Macaroni.
Shake and bake.
Dude, but I think
they
that's...
say different macaroni every time. That was more of a rigatoni.
Yeah. It's a bolaise.
Macaroni.
What a... How'd she look? She had a great... You see a bolognese on her?
Bolognese.
It's a pasta-oriented podcast.
She got some meat sauce ribbling down the leg. All right.
Pasta cast?
Pasta cast.
Yeah.
How has nobody done that?
I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
How have you never done an album called Cannonballs?
Why would I?
Because it's amazing.
Cannonballs?
Like a cannonball,
right?
But also Mike Cannon and balls.
Okay.
I pictured him like jumping into a lake, like the one we were just at,
right?
Yeah.
With as a cannonball,
and his dick is out.
Well, no.
Why?
Because kids want to listen to it too.
If you listen to a kid, if a kid listens, it's abuse. That is child abuse. Making a child underage listen to Mike Cannon's podcast is child abuse. That's like
his album.
Oh, your album.
Right.
Right.
Joe List had a good...
Are you guys against me now?
No, I'm not. I'm asking
I'm just trying to vet the idea.
I could see the comments. Get Greg off this thing.
No.
That's about
That's
all of
crazy.
it. Don't worry.
That's crazy, Greg.
Anyway.
We got to remind him he's loved.
Yeah.
You are very
You're loved.
Yeah?
Do you not know that?
I know I'm loved. Yes.
You do, right?
Yeah.
I first of all know both of you love me.
Yeah.
Very much.
But when the host thing came in, we were doing like a bit about
Yeah.
like whatever, and I don't like that fake energy even of like fighting. So especially with the drug, so I'm like, I gotta get out of that.
You gotta
I
throw it out.
Gotta get out of that.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
all
do that.
positive. We should all
Yeah.
join hands a little bit.
Yeah, I
maybe.
like that.
Right?
This is good.
Is this nice?
Yeah.
Mike's hands are still cold.
Always.
Right.
Are you ice cold? You don't sweat?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
But I've been
pouring sweat from.
right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing a steam now all the
Right.
time. Steam and then cold showers.
The cold shower thing is. Let me tell you, this is why I love Mike. He is.
Breathe through it, dude.
You heard the indigestion?
Breathe through it. No, I'm talking about cold showers. You have to breathe through it.
Oh, I thought I heard.
And
I heard a gas bubble traveling up his abdomen.
As the baby could.
Well, I'll tell you what. I bought Greg dinner tonight. He didn't even fight me for the check.
Yeah. That's a new thing I'm doing. When someone goes, I got this, I go, okay.
He didn't even fight me. He goes,
I was
okay. I
gonna
go,
do-
I want to treat you. And he goes, it's fine.
Thank you.
Wow.
I said, I deserve it. I
Yeah.
looked at him and I went, I deserve this. I said, you owe me. You owe me, pal. And I said, and you're doing the tip, right? I don't have any money. I don't have any money and I'm not doing well.
Dude, you ever consciously work on something like that and then the littlest comment just takes the entire house of cards down? Like, I'm really working on confidence and self-love
Yes.
and being like, not impressed with myself, but like confident
You're
about
right.
my abilities
Right.
and on stage and,
Right.
and like feeling really good about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like saying shit to Sagalo and I'm like trying to big up both of us and, you know, say, and I'm talking like, you know, grandiose. And he's like, you're your own biggest fan, aren't you? And I was like, not anymore.
Couldn't
Not
let it happen.
anymore.
He took the wind right out of it. That's not a friend. I don't know what that is. It's not a friend.
Yep.
Not a friend at all.
Yep. That, yes. I don't have a comment. I was just saying yes. I didn't have more. I was just agreeing.
Do you know what I also...
But can you believe? I'm going to talk about Greg
Yes.
like he's not here right now. But can you believe that? No, guy doesn't even reach for the check. Doesn't even reach for his wallet.
Well, I'm doing a thing
Not even the customary, like...
because you buy
Or
a
I'll-
check.
Right.
You pay. Can I go?
Yeah.
Can I go? Or is
All
it the
right.
Mike Cannon podcast and you're also Mike Cannon today? I do a thing where I pay the check and then I got to do 4 hours of fighting with these people and they take away from the payment.
Right.
So I think a gracious thank you.
Yes.
And then I write it down and then I do them something they don't know about. So I'll go to your house and you're going to walk in and why is the floor swept? Because I broke into your house and I'm going to wax the floor. Katie's sleeping and I'll try to be quiet. And she wakes up and she screams and the police are coming. But that's for you. That's for you. You know what I mean?
That's badass.
She slips and compound fractures her ankle.
Oh my God.
Then I visit her at the hospital. I'm like, how did this happen? Too much goddamn Mr. Clean on the floor.
Yeah. We did just spend some time together, though, in the
Yeah, we
country,
did.
which was lovely.
And I remember telling you, I pulled you aside and not really aside, but you were leaving. And I was just like, I'm not drinking. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just like a lot of hanging out.
Yeah.
And mostly with Katie, but sometimes Katie was out talking to other people and I was just hanging out, just watching the festivities, watching people dance and this and that. So I'm watching, now I'm going to talk about you like you're not here. I was watching Cannon with his wife. I'm like, and I know their story. I know they've been together since childhood and I know they have a child together, like all this stuff. And I'm just watching them together, their interactions, their nonverbals, because I can't hear. And I'm like, this is so beautiful.
Yes.
It really is a beautiful thing. You know how you see something, you go, these guys haven't figured out, man.
Lovely.
They haven't figured out. There's a lot of love, but it's kind of like it's an effortless love where they're just like, all right, baby, and then they're dancing a little bit together. It's like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Just back and forth. Just the nonverbals
Teamwork.
just seemed fun and effortless the entire time, and like a deep knowing of each other. Very intimate, but light, fun, effortless. I got you, you got me. I know you super well, and we love each other. And it's just it's such a good feeling coming off it. I had to pull him aside and tell him.
And you're saying that because you see that I don't have it with my wife.
Actually, I've been to your home several times. Haven't seen your wife. And she works from home. Haven't seen her.
You will never. She exists in the darkness. She's like a cat. Did you look in the ceiling? Because that's where she was, like a ninja. My wife is. You ever see Batman Begins?
Yes.
Where they're like B1 and the
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul just comes. That's my wife. She's like a cat. She'll be under the bed. She's in the roof.
She inhales blue flowers and trips balls.
She does not like people, and that's what I love about her. I do all the people stuff. She does all the hiding, and I put catnip out for her.
Every once in a while, she just rolls and licks the top of her palm.
Self cleaner, just self cleaner.
But yeah, I mean that Nicole, my wife is my soda.
Sorry,
she's my boy.
You got to bring it back. You got to bring it back to 2555 in order for me to relate to it.
Can I mention a question here real quick?
Sure.
And I know I probably should save this for Macaroni Rascals premiering very soon on the podcast network.
Yeah. With a Patreon. Save your money, kids.
I didn't get to bring this up. I'm a little upset you married a Metagon.
Really?
You couldn't keep it Italian?
No, I could. I tried for years at the beginning when I was in my 20s. And then in my 30s, I was just dating around. Nothing seemed to stick. And then we're in my 40s now, and we're getting to the end of that. And
your kid's going to be tainted. Fully Italian.
I'm fucking lucky that Katie Hannigan even talks to me. I'm really lucky. I mean, what's the kid going to be? Beautiful?
I could never marry someone who's not Italian. I don't understand how you don't see this clear set.
Your wife is
for you. I don't know how close I have to get you to this. Be like, Greg, your wife's Asian.
Your wife is Asian, Greg.
Yeah,
but we've never seen her. We just assume.
You've told us she's Asian.
So I interrupted for that bit.
Do you want to know what's one of the more fun things?
That's what makes our podcast work, by the way. Clear miscommunication. I'm trying to set you up to say that my wife is an Asian.
I can't tell you. I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm so glad to have this week's sponsor, BetterHelp. Everybody I know needs help. Everybody I know, back in the day, mental health was a thing to hide. And, in my mother's generation and growing up with me, and you kind of just muscle through stuff and don't be a wimp and that's not the way it is anymore. That's not the way it is. You can live a happier life. You got to find out what interferes with your happiness first. What is it? Is there something preventing you from achieving your goals? I know that my anger, my frustration, I would snap at people. That was a bad thing for me. Before that, it was, my depression. It still is. I get depressed. A wave comes. I had a great day today. Woke up and then a wave of depression just whacks over me and I'm out doing sheet therapy for the rest of the day. Okay, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. And they connect in a safe and private online environment. It's so convenient. You're going to love it. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling. Send a message to your counselor at any time. You get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. It's amazing. I mean, imagine not sitting in a waiting room. I have to drive 45 minutes in town, wait, park. I wait. Hopefully I don't get a ticket. Someone's coming out of the room. They see me there. I might know them. Look, I don't want to deal with that. The uncomfortable waiting room is just annoying. And then you can hear the person come in after me. They're waiting to come in. Then you're worried about them listening to what I'm saying. Not anymore. It's right in your house. Okay? It's a phone session, a video session in the privacy of your own home or office or wherever you want to do it. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling. Okay? So you're going to go to a guy. This is cheaper. All right, financial aid is available for this too, which is great. Okay? It's licensed professional counselors who specialize in depression, stress, anxiety, trauma, anger. Look, anything you share, it's confidential. It's convenient, professional, affordable. Check out the testimonies posted on their daily site. If you don't believe me, go. Look, it's not a crisis line. In fact, it's help. All right? So many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. I'm telling you right now, you need this. Okay? If you have problems, if you get depressed, if you have anxiety, if you're not achieving your goals, if your relationships are messed up and you don't understand why, just go. Go to BetterHelp. I want you to start living a happier life. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/dude. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dude.
Ask Nicole. That's literally, here's the scenario. That's the entire podcast of me, Feeney, and Sagalo. It's miscommunication, infighting, and then eventually 2 against 1. Very fun.
But I am a little pissed off now that you mentioned that Mike married an Italian.
I know.
And I'm mad that she, who I don't know that well, married outside.
Madigan.
Yeah.
I will say, it was one of the more... So I rewatched Sopranos this year for like the 6th time with my wife, and I haven't been drinking, but I have been doing this. I've been taking quite a bit of edibles. And when you take edibles, you really get into kind of the behind the scenes, like, oh, I'm going to try to look through the acting of what's happening and see the inspiration and what they're working on as professionals. And then I got thrown into this train of thought where I was like, oh, fuck, do I actually love my wife, or do I just really like this show?
Hilarious.
Did I just possibly marry into this family to be closer to the cast of The Sopranos?
That's really funny. That's really, I mean, what a high thought that is. Oh my God.
But there is nothing more entertaining in the entire world than watching my wife's like real Ginzo Italian family look at how Irish my son looks. And just being like,
you love it, don't you?
There's part of me that is like, you're goddamn right. I got thick ass cum. It came through.
I can't wait till my family sees an Asian human being in their house and how they deal with that. It's very fun. My stepdad said something that was like, because my stepdad, I don't want to say it's definitely racist as to today's standards of racism. But this is a guy who thinks he's like being sweet.
Yeah.
So he just makes and he's also not like a.
So that's the definition, though, is like in his heart, if he's not racist, he's not racist. He's just not saying the right thing.
Right.
We'll be the judge on this. He goes, can't wait to see the kid. What are you thinking about naming him? Ling Ching? And Tita goes,
never mind.
And Tita, who loves him. They love each other. Goes, and he looks at Tita like, good one, huh? And I go, George, man, what are you doing, pal? You can't do this, right? But he doesn't get it. He's from an old world, and I'm going to need someone to start talking to save me from this corner.
Did he fight in Nam? Like, why does he?
No, he's just like Forrest Gumpian, hardcore cop, 6'3",
sure,
crazy man, carries a gun everywhere, builds World War II guns, doesn't have hate. But does not know that. Not it's not even that. That's not funny. It's like
he builds guns out of love.
Yeah, love guns.
How's that work?
He builds guns in an effort to bring us together.
Should I leave?
No,
I want you to stay. I want you to stay.
Yeah, I need you to stay.
Yeah,
but Cannon, the way I look at you is, especially with that, my kid is so Irish because my cum is super thick. You take one of ours. An Italian, and this goes for your friend Feeney too.
That's right.
He picked one off also.
Yeah.
Very beautiful women, by the way.
Yeah.
And you take one of ours, I take one of yours. Hannigan. There you go.
Here's the thing, though, is like this is an Italian boy that looks Irish. So I think it smarts even a little more. Because technically, he's supposed to live with us, for the rest of his life?
Right.
That's the Italian rule.
In the basement.
Yeah.
In the basement with his own entrance.
Right.
Making it an apartment.
That's right.
I got my own entrance. Does your mom do your laundry? Well, yeah.
It's Meatloaf Wednesdays. Go ahead, Greg.
Oh, I forgot.
You didn't forget. You second guessed.
No, I am climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Faster than I wanted to go. And the thought I had was amazing. And it is out of here. Not even a trace. It cleaned this thing up like Dexter after a murder. There's not even a speck of evidence on what I was thinking.
Not even a trail.
Something about oh, this was it. Yeah, it's like, okay, but we don't go for Italians, and they do because we know what they become. You know what I mean? We were raised by Italian mothers, Italian families. We see how absolutely out of their fucking minds they get when they get older.
Right.
And we go, I gotta try something. It's not fun, I think. And I don't think you realize what you signed up for.
No, I think there's something for cutting the genetic gene pool because I'm 100% and I have cousins.
What I was saying was a joke.
Well, no.
It wasn't a fact.
Well, I'm going to
I was
take it
trying to
as
do.
I'm going to take it.
You want-
No, I'm going to go ahead and take it serious, and I'm going to really refute it. Okay,
Please.
Now, because there's a real thought here. Okay, and just give me a little leeway.
Sure.
Okay,
As you gave me.
I'm 100%.
With everyone staring at me as if I was approaching real reality on why we don't date Italian women. But hit me about the genetics.
This is real. This is real. The genetics need to be cut with something because I'm 100%. I got cousins who are 100%, but I have one cousin who's half Italian, half Scott Irish, and you could tell his bone structure is better.
Yep.
He's taller.
Yep.
It just cut like he has the right amount of bulk and the right amount of muscle. Is skeletal. Like the rest of us are just walking around like little apes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And he's just. I'm like, wow, our hardcore Italian needs to be cut. His was cut with some Scott Irish.
right.
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm just trying to add
Don't act like you did it on purpose, Mike. Oh, that's why I did it.
a little bit. That's why I begged my parents to move in next door to my current wife when I was 10 years old. It's because I said one day I wanted to drop a tan in our Irish people. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
My wife is absolutely like shredded. She can if she does physical work because she designs floral stuff for like big events.
No, I thought you were going to say
like,
because she lives with you.
well, we box every once in a while. Yeah. Well, this actually to prove my dominance because I do think that she sometimes gets carried away with her confidence because she wins the fair share of arguments. A lot of the time I'm the irrational one. So in an effort to remind her of biology and what I am capable of, if we walk past each other in the hallway every once in a while, I'll throw a shoulder at her. Just bump her off her track.
Let her know who's in charge. Power move. Yeah, it's a power move. Yeah, absolutely.
Just little step. I'm not going to do it, but just know this body could tear you in half if it wants to.
And what's her reaction? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, dude, she would have no problem squaring up. She would have absolutely
She squares up with you in the hallway.
I've broken my wife's nose when we were kids, like because she was a really good basketball player and she made varsity as a freshman. Like she's really good. And so me, my friend Timmy, and her were all lived within 5 houses of each other. So we'd all work out and play and all the time, every single day, hoop. And she'd go hard at us and we'd go fucking really hard at her. And the amount of times that we both just slammed the ball back into the bridge of her nose and she had bloody noses and would have to like run home. I mean, innumerable.
Wow.
Innumerable. This is a great new word I just learned.
Innumerable.
Did I use it right?
Innumerable.
I've never even heard it before.
That's many. You could have just said many. But you had to fucking show us up.
I know.
I don't even know if I used it right. There's a lot of times I say words that just feel right.
That's the way
rhythm
I speak.
is good.
Yeah.
Give me the sounds that you get to sound.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the N word, and that's not so good.
Yeah. Well, it does roll off the tongue.
What's someone looking at me for? I don't got anything.
All right.
I only talk like once every 5 minutes. It's like
I thought that was like a bad guy in a movie laugh, and I thought you were going to launch into a tirade about something.
Already barely holding it together. Remembering the main facts. I just keep coming back to they love you.
Yes.
Right.
You have a history of being funny.
Yeah.
And you will get home.
You will get home.
You'll
At one point,
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
will be home.
Yeah.
History hyenas.
History hyenas. Is that what you want to do? The name of the podcast? Macaroni
It's not taken anymore.
It's
Yeah,
not
at this
taken. The
point, I
domain name
think
is
Did we say we wanted to do? What was it? We had we had a joke about it. I forgot what we.
Paisans.
No, we wanted to do nostalgic wolves or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, nostalgia jackals.
Ultra jackals.
But I got a new album coming out on the 27th that will be available on.
I didn't know we were doing plugs.
Yeah, we can. Let's plug. We can do it whenever we want. We've taken over the show.
Fun
Do we have
fact.
any reads?
I don't have an album coming out.
We did
I just said anything. I just grabbed what was on the floor and threw it out the window.
But you do, right? You're putting something out there.
Oh my God, I do have an album coming out on the 27th. It's a music album.
Yeah.
Yeah, Night Cream. That's coming out soon. I'll play a track for you. Suck me off. Let's get together, the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of lake experience.
Okay.
All right?
We just did it.
A note.
We did.
Did for the wedding. I told you that.
Whose
For the wedding.
Her wedding?
No, it was Robbie and Casey.
Robbie and Casey.
Someone brings up this Robbie and Casey wedding one more time, I'm going to punch Mike in the face.
Why?
Not Mike. I love Mike. Because I was not invited.
Yeah.
And
Right.
all I kept saying is, how could I have been a better friend? How could I have been a better friend to get that way? I thought I was there. I thought I was like, oh man, we love each other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized like, oh, I just wasn't. I guess maybe if I had just called a few more times, you know, because I'm always in my head about not being like friendly enough to people. And like when
Friendly enough. No, you're not.
or like close, like maybe I'm not texting people enough. People are like,
sure. Checking in.
This
Do you check in?
I try. I just have enough bandwidth. Every person I've ever met, I keep in touch with.
Here's
and then I
here's
drop
what
that
I do.
plate. I clearly dropped that plate.
Here's what I do, because I also don't have the bandwidth. But I do get the sneaking thoughts every once in a while of like, man, I feel like shitty. I haven't checked in on so-and-so. And usually in the past, I've just kind of shoved that down and been like, whatever. I'll see it when I see him. I'll say something.
Right.
When I get that thought, I immediately text the person.
That's great.
Immediately, because it's like, you just got to like, hey, how you doing? Hope you're well. Even if it's that.
I always feel weird to be like, hey, how you doing? I don't want to talk right now, but I just want you to know I still want to exist. And if you get married, I'd love to be there. Like that's really what I'm doing. I just need to know that I'll be invited to a wedding.
That should be your text. It's a great text.
But, you know, they're doing, I'm so happy that everybody.
It was really a lot of fun.
Well, and I think that's probably why Nicole and I were in a good place, like ultra good place. We're
Can
doing
you just
well and
keep the
always do.
fantasy
I didn't
going?
even know
But I
you
think
knew.
That's
it's a
where we got
beautiful
married.
thing.
We got married there.
Oh,
at that
okay.
place.
That's what the feeling was recreated.
Yeah, so it was 5 years later. We have a 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
We probably
Building a life.
Yeah, building a life. You know, all that stuff. Both of us are doing exactly what we want to do, which
Right.
is incredibly rare, difficult, and stressful. So when it comes time to kind of acknowledge and be pumped about it, I want to be able to give my full pumpage.
It's probably because I never had them as guests on my podcast.
That's
We don't
definitely
do
why.
guests.
They were both on Irish Goodbye.
We don't do
That's
guests.
where they met.
That's not true.
That's not true at
That's
all.
not true at all.
I actually knew you and some of the other people there, but some of the people like I didn't know that well because it just wasn't my class of, you know, everybody's coming up with their class of comics.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Low class. Those were low class.
No, they were just younger in
Do you
the
feel like
scene.
that's disappearing?
Michael, I mean,
Gregory.
Greg.
I'm literally the only not Mike here. You could have said Mike to 90% of these people. It would have been right. No, I just want to take him down a couple of notches because I thought we were closer than we were. Anyway, moving right along. Who's Chooch of the Week? Anyway, that's a segment on our podcast that has a name.
We have a segment of
Inside
our podcast
joke.
called Chooch of the Week.
That's a good one.
So we name it Chooch.
Do you have an idea
And,
for one? Let's workshop
we have
it
an
now. We
idea.
might as well play it out.
We had Cuomo today
Yeah.
because
What'd
of
he
the
do?
step down.
Well, Mike gets mad at me because Chooch, so far, we've done Chooch of the Week 3 times, and every time I think it should be Larry Nassar.
Every time it's Larry Nassar,
time
you're
it-
ruining Chooch of the
What
Week.
did he do?
He molested it.
Yeah, but I mean, who's a bigger Chooch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard
I
to
used to be
dethrone him.
I used to be a gymnastics coach.
Of course you were, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that information.
I met Larry. Worked closely with him.
Hey, since I was supposed to be host, could I do one of my segments?
Yeah.
Just says hot body contest. So you guys want to head to head on that?
But Chooch of the Week is going to be great merch.
That is
Yeah.
gonna
I'm a
be good.
Chooch.
Yeah, yeah.
What a great shirt that would
No,
be.
what you could also get for the merch is you could sell patches that like go and hang on top of wherever, like in the area where it says Chooch of the Week, and then you get the boom right there. You can sell additional patches with various faces on it to indicate multiple Chooches.
Wow.
Change
Right.
the shirt.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, or like, well, you know how like those have those markers that they're erasable markers.
Yes.
So you can write it on the shirt, and then it washes off. So whoever the Chooch of the Week is, you write your own on. And then
Like-
it's like Chooch of the Week, and you just write it. It's
I'm
always
the
top of
Doodle
shirt.
Bear, the original Doodle Bear. I'm the Doodle. Remember that thing where
No, but
you
it seems
write on
right.
it as a
Seems
kid,
totally
and then you
right.
throw it in the washing machine, and it's
That seems
there.
like a good theme song. We're also trying to work out theme
Yeah,
songs.
I remember going to a boy's house when I was
Oh yeah, Doodle Bear.
Doodle Bear.
It was after my time, but that's a great idea.
I was at a friend's house when I was in 2nd grade, and his sister had a doodle bear, and he drew swastikas all over her doodle bear.
one word.
And I don't think they ever came out all that well. I don't know if you needed a certain detergent, but whatever they were using just couldn't get the hate out of that bear.
Dude, my friend Rob in high school, he sat in front of me in a class. Every time we would hand our homework forward, he would draw a swastika and he would write a thing that said, "I like this," with an arrow pointing to it, which I think is so wildly crazy. Teacher would pull me aside and she goes, Greg, I want to talk to you. Do you know how hateful this is? And I went, I did not draw a swastika on my homework. And if I did, do you think I'm also going to write a line that says, I like this? And she just was like, I had to go to I had to have a meeting with a principal, and I had to be like, it's Rob or son. And Rob would just laugh and laugh and laugh.
Oh my
And eventually the principal was like, we really don't think you're doing it. I'm like, show me any other evidence that I would do such a thing. You know, and they were like, but it was a classic move by Rob.
Did you have to get a Jewish lawyer?
Did kids do that a lot in law?
Jewish lawyers?
Like vandalize when you were young?
Not really.
I went to bat for this kid, Raphael, who I loved, who he was like, people made fun, people didn't like him, but I liked him. Someone wrote Raphael on the school, and he got in trouble for it. And I went to everyone else. Like, he didn't fucking do it. Who would write their own fucking name? Who would write their own fucking name on a thing? He was set up. This is a setup. And then I see him washing it, and I was like, man, they fucking got you. That's fucked up. And he was like, nah, man, I wrote it. Why would you write your own name on the schoolyard, dude?
Because I knew they wouldn't think I would.
Yeah. Well,
there was a fair amount of some kid got expelled because he wrote on this date, I'm going to blow up the school.
Oh, well, that's a crazy thing to write.
Carved it into the bench outside of the
What about your name, or what about a girl's name?
Yeah,
you know,
should be able to do that.
Women should be able to do that. Take them down.
Take them down, but get writing their names on things. Is that what you're saying?
Then you get in trouble for it, and the girl's like, "That was so touching." You're like, I had to suffer for it now.
One of my buddies. So his mother, did you have that one house where you just went to party?
Right.
Like, the one kid whose mom was either beaten, bedraggled, and disheartened by every kid, or she was just never home.
Right.
There was that place. So my buddy Tim and Rob, they had their mother, Britta, who was like both great and also just like so frantic she couldn't like get us to just listen and not break the rules and have huge parties at her house and all this shit. So her name just kind of became a punchline after a while. So my buddy one winter drew an entire, like a huge dick across the entire, in like with the heel of his boot in the snow in the tennis court, and wrote Britta sucks donkey balls. And the entire school was alerted, and everybody took like disposable camera pictures. It was pre-cell phone, pre-anything going viral, but it analog went viral throughout our school, where everybody went to look at this thing, and people were like passing around hard copies of the pictures.
Wow. What about her kids?
I mean, they were like egging it on.
They were egging it on that their mom sucks dick?
Yeah, they were super into it. Yeah. I mean,
that her mom sucks white, cold dick?
Donkey balls.
Donkey balls.
Cold, snowy donkey balls.
But is that a thing of the past now, where you go, you go to a public bathroom, you remember they used to just be filled with graffiti.
Yeah.
All kinds of racist stuff, suck my dick, fuck your sister. Mm-hmm. It's like not there anymore. It's all on the internet.
That's
now.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter is the inside of a stall.
Like, they kind of go to write in the bathroom and they go, I think I got it all out of me. I think I'm good.
Unless you go to Big Island in Hawaii, there's the most Japanese hate you'll ever read on the inside of public stalls.
Really?
Yeah, it must be a Pearl Harbor thing or something.
I mean, even gas stations, that used to be the place.
Yes.
But even gas stations, they don't have much on it now. I don't know. People are like, I'm not going to get the word out here.
Right. It's not. It's just not effective anymore. It's a waste of my time.
It's a waste of time.
They say like Bill Gates bending over to get $100 is like him losing money. That's like a internet troll writing on a bathroom stall. It's like, yeah, this isn't worth my time, man.
But maybe that'll be the new way that all of these groups convene. Like it used to be, like, what Parler got knocked off, and Twitter used to be a place, and everybody's getting taken off and all that shit. Maybe they'll go back to like the mob days, where it's all, we can't talk. We'll just write messages inside a certain truck stop.
Is Clubhouse still a thing?
I don't know. Facebook has a Clubhouse version. Like I think Twitter also has one, and Spotify has one as well.
So it's broken down.
So like they just they came out with a good idea. It was hot for 8 seconds, and then everybody was like, "Thanks."
They forgot to patent it.
Yeah,
everyone was, "Oh fuck!"
Well, I don't think anybody wants. I think people love the podcast because they don't have to. They can listen to something. They don't have to interact. But maybe people do like to interact sometimes. But I don't think it's that. They don't like that much interaction.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to it. most people, including myself, know that they don't have a lot to add to a conversation.
Right.
And I'm saying
especially if you're listening to something that's not your field of expertise.
That's what I mean.
You're like, yeah, I'm just going to listen to these guys talk, and I'm having this feeling, but I don't need to contribute.
Yeah, what am I going to say to like Jadakiss about the state of hip hop? Am I going to interrupt?
Awesome.
Be like, excuse me, Mr. Kiss,
Yeah.
I'd like to. Do you have something?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us it was time to do something.
Producer stuff. So sorry.
Okay, you're sweaty.
I'm always sweating.
Yeah, me too.
I did want to tell you about this kid from high school. This is from a while ago, to bring it back. Scuzzy Tone went to the bathroom payphone, called in a bomb threat. They immediately saw that on the caller ID that the phone was coming from
inside the house,
the cafeteria thing, and you just see the security guard's radio go off, like, "Shh, who's at the phone?" And they were like, "Hang on." They literally walked over and they're like, "Come with me." And I remember them being like, "Is there really a bomb here?" And he was like, "No." And then he got suspended or like expelled, like called in a bomb threat from the to the school from the fucking thing.
Do you want to expel somebody who's threatening to build a bomb because then he has the time to do it? This is exactly as much time as I need to build a bomb.
I guess it depends. It depends on how expansive his prison library is.
That might be a writer down.
Is that something?
I think so.
All right.
I'll tell you.
Writer.
Write it down.
Or just what I do is I just scream at the producer. Remember, I said this. We gotta keep going.
That's like the.
I feel so. If I that joke before. I'm sorry. I would never punch you. I love you.
What?
I know. Moving right along.
We're good? Oh, man, that's catching up to you.
Oh, it's caught up to me. It has to be. I'm barely catching up to it. It is now.
Mike,
you
if
in the
Greg
thick of
sucker
things?
punches you, I got your back. Okay?
What?
I got Mike's back if you sucker punch him. If you were
He means
to
he's
go
gonna
into
hit
a
you in the
drug
back.
rage and fucking attack Mike Suarez, I would have to pull you off.
What? Wouldn't you cool me off? Is okay.
Pull you off of him? I'm not going to let you kill Mike
I
Suarez.
tell you this: you start going after one of those guys over there,
Yeah.
the good fellas over there. I'm punching them too. The little ones.
I
Little
actually
producers.
think Nicole could kick the shit out of you.
Probably, but if Vecchione's on them, I'll go down. I die. It's called die fighting,
I think Nicole might be able to take Vecchione.
and she'll take both of them.
Not in wrestling. Well, probably in
She's a
wrestling.
D1
now.
athlete.
She'll take
Oh, man, that changes everything.
I know.
I take it back.
no loyalty.
I'm
No
sorry.
loyalty this day and age.
It's pretty crazy.
No loyalty
There is loyalty.
to Mike.
No, there's not loyalty. You're looking at it wrong.
Uh-huh.
You're in a drug-fueled rage.
Okay.
Okay? You attacked Mike for something you've misconstrued, which never happens. I have to fucking save Mike. I'm saving the macaroni rascals, and I'm saving you from yourself. It's not betraying you. Why is everything betrayal with you?
Everything is betrayal.
Everything is betrayal
It's
with
a power
you.
move or it's betrayal.
It's betrayal.
Because I'm constantly living in a people. What's constantly in my head is, are you a coward? Everything is, Greg.
What are you, Marty McFly?
Through the filter of, are you a coward? How would a coward answer this? Did you answer like a coward? No one's laughing. I must be a coward. I was kidding about that joke before. I would never let them attack you. I just saw it. Probably head.
You were just kidding? I just thought this was all kidding.
I don't know. I'm not going down.
I didn't know we were kidding about some things, but I was serious about the attack on your threat on your lives.
I thought
I also throw this out there too. If I say something and then I pause, just laugh.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what I said.
Do you have this talk with the audiences before you go up? I'm going to leave you a space. Please take advantage of it.
Listen,
read the rhythm. Don't listen to the words.
I gotta get coming. I need this $25.
The first 10 minutes of Greg said is rules.
That would actually be a good idea.
what?
Establish what you think they should be doing.
Right.
It's not bad. It's kind
isn't.
of
It isn't
It's
bad.
kind of putting responsibility onto
Yes.
the audience.
You
They-
must laugh.
Yeah, well, they are expecting certain things, so their expectations are kind of outlined for you to be funny.
Right.
But it's fair to give them expectations also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm expecting you to laugh at me.
I'm expecting you to laugh.
I
So-
sometimes do that with casino crowds, like I'll in a fun kind of way, but you have to be constructive where you're like, I know what this is. I know what you think this is. We need to come together as a unit to make this tolerable for all of us. You know, every once in a
Right.
while, because there's some casino crowds where they want to take their loss out on you,
Right.
or they just don't. You aren't Tony Bennett or whoever
right.
the fuck, and they're super pissed.
Yeah.
that
If
they're
it's
in
an Indian,
Pennsylvania.
if it's an Indian casino and a joke doesn't work, I'll go, wow, I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny. I guess I have to send you smoke signals next time.
Sometimes they laugh and they go, I take it back.
To borrow from your culture.
That's an
I
Indian.
take it back.
Giver. No one caught it.
I did.
It's me.
I was jumping on with you.
I at a casino. Crap.
You know, I'm having
No, you
trouble
go.
processing that through my liver.
What? Do they have bad livers? I just laughed because that's.
Is it an enzyme? Is that what it is in Native?
I don't know, but I think it's racist that we're talking about it. We're going to call your liver. We're going to rename it the Washington football team.
Oh.
Okay? Because it feels like it's racially charged, what we're saying.
That's the title of the episode, the Washington football team.
Greg, are you going to let Mike make that decision as the host?
No, I
Or are you going to wrestle it from him?
What I'm wrestling with now is my feelings for Bobby, for leading me on.
He sent you guys both emails at the same time, giving you the green light to host this podcast.
He told Mike, and Mike told me. So it might have been that maybe Mike got a wrong text.
It was a mistake on my part.
Yeah. I think Gabby got legit pissed that I answered your call and didn't respond to her text at first. But I was driving.
Right. But
And
it was
Mike
also
called
said,
it.
and I love you, Mike. But Mike gave me this really great speech too. It was like, this is just a great thing for you.
This is it.
And we're gonna move people over. And it's like Bobby just passing the torch. And then I get here and it was like, no, Bobby doesn't even like you. Bobby didn't ask. He actually asked for Greg Rogel. And he's listening to this and it's a test. And
We're going to put his name on the title.
But it's fine. I only did 100 of these fucking Zoom things over the pandemic with them that were wildly brutal.
Okay. Well, I think we should, as the guest, I feel like the need to redirect this.
As the host, I was going to stay on that for as long as possible. That was going to get someplace
That's
real.
90% of Mike and I podcast.
Yeah. We let it drop.
Yeah.
And we let the fans fucking sit in it for a while because it makes them uncomfortable.
It's half blank stares. It's really interesting.
Have you guys actually recorded an episode?
Two. Three.
Two.
Two.
Okay. All right. So this is a real thing. I thought this has been a bit, and then Mike started talking about it too, and I'm like, oh,
no,
now
it's
this
real.
is a real problem.
Macaroni Rascals premiering soon.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we did his podcast, and it was fun. And then I said, come do mine tomorrow. And it was fun. And we're like, let's do another one.
Yeah.
And let's keep going. You know, we're not like committing, but it's like, we'll just keep fucking, and eventually we're going to get married.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then when you have enough stockpiled, you'll just kind of release them without having to worry about the consistency of recording every week.
Yeah, and we're gonna release some of them called the Lost Tapes, and that'll get people's attentions. And we're also gonna do reactions to stuff. It's like whatever Cuomo something. Our reaction.
So it's all Italian.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're gonna react to Italian things mostly.
Voiceover dog videos we're going to do.
Yeah.
What is this animal and what would he say if he was Italian? A lot of those. Which actually would be hilarious. Maybe we should think of pranks. Prank phone calls? We do prank phone calls?
It's the talking Sopranos for life.
Yeah.
You're going to judge Olive Garden dishes?
Yeah. OG. Yeah.
No, I think the food sampling thing is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can go so many places with it. It's like, this stinks. You stink. Oh, gots. And it's like, you stink just like something connected to it that's not really connected to it.
And every episode you pick up the check and I never fight for it.
Right. and then you go to the bathroom and I just have a moment where I talk shit about you to another person. This guy never reaches for his fucking wallet. This guy squeezes his nickel till he screams.
Let me ask this. Was it closer to 100 or around 50?
It was around 50.
Okay. Because 100, that would have been...
A hundo's a
crazy.
favor.
Yeah. 100,
I'm gonna
that's
ask you
like
for
a
a
real...
favor.
And he owes me. He owes me because he moved out of Astoria.
I moved out of Astoria. I'd hurt his feelings.
He really did.
And I told him on his birthday.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
on his
Did you?
birthday. He had a couple in and I pulled him aside. I go, listen.
At the beer garden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said,
Oh
listen.
my God.
I wish you would have.
I said, listen.
Unwrapped it. I could have unwrapped.
Can we unwrap this just for the Patreon members? Because we're doing 20 additional minutes for the Patreon. That was the YKWD show.
That was the hour?
We love you. Do you have anything to promote, Greg, before we go behind the paywall?
Yeah. Check out my podcast, Friday Night Greg. It's not as funny as I was on this one. I'm even worse on that one. And also, actually, that was pretty. I don't know how. I'm spiraling for no reason. And then I got a new album coming out February 27th.
August 27th.
August 27th,
Yeah.
which I was told not to promote because we're gonna have problems uploading it to Spotify.
Okay.
It's called Night Cream.
Night Cream.
So it might be on the 27th, but maybe not. I gotta make sure. I gotta check with my main man.
Yeah, it's exciting. As somebody who has had an advanced copy of this album, god damn, do I really enjoy it.
I subtly sent it
It's
to
very
Mike,
fun.
hoping he'd watch and go, "I love this," but then I sent it to him and I went, "Ah man, wrong text." Too scared. No, don't look at it. Open it. And so.
Yes. All right, it's my turn to promote.
Yes.
Okay. At Comic Mike V on all social media platforms. comicmikev.com for Linktree. And Mike Vecchione Investigates is my podcast. Please download it and give it a 5-star rating and review. I need help. And look out for our new podcast, mine and Greg's Macaroni Rascals, coming soon. This is the first platform we've really been announcing it, so we're excited about it.
It's going to be a big one. I'm excited for you. I think this is it.
Yeah.
This is your Are You Garbage?
Well, we keep trying to say, "Are you Italian?" Everybody have to respond. They go, "I'm not," and we go, "You sure?" Yeah.
That's the whole.
And for me, if you're listening live on Patreon, first of all, thank you for tuning into Bobby's podcast and not turning it off at the sight of our faces without
right.
Bobby. That's exciting. Tomorrow, August 11th, I will be with Brendan Sagalow, Mike Feeney, and myself at Soul Joel's in Royersford.
Nice.
We're doing half stand-up, half podcast. We got some special guests, some characters that are coming out, which if you're familiar with me and Brendan, you know what I'm saying. It's the Rigatones. We're doing Frank Rigatone and Mary Jean Rigatone. Very excited about it. That date is going to be super fun. At the end of the month, I'm on Long Island. I'm doing Bohemia for the Friday, the 27th, and then I'm doing Levittown, which is my father's hometown, on the 28th. Very excited about those dates. Then I do a run in October. All dates, MikeCannonComedy.com. My YouTube, Mike Cannon Comedy. I do a web series called Mike Takes Edibles. I did an hour-long poker game, actually, / interview with Robert Kelly, which was super fun. The second episode I just filmed with Mr. Gary Stove, Greg Stone over here, and man, is it funny. I just got the copy for it. It looks fantastic. It's going to be up on the Patreon.
I didn't know you guys were doing a secret project together.
We did. We shot an hour-long poker special.
Could I?
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but all of that is up on the YouTube, Mike Cannon Comedy. And then on this network, here's a scenario. That's with me, Feeney, Sagalow. It's a brand new podcast. We're loving it. It's all hypotheticals, what if scenarios, would you rather, that type of fun. Super lazy improv, but it's us. It's the three of us, and that's what makes it special. And then we got the Patreon. I'll get to you in a second. I'm sorry. I have so much.
No, keep doing it. Just don't close the podcast out.
I will not. Patreon.com/scenario pod. That's for our Patreon. For our podcast, we do all of our bonus stuff. All of our web series go up early there. We have exclusive content. We do 2 bonus podcast episodes per week, and then we do several videos per week. Stand-up vlogs, you name it. It's all up there. It's our production hub. Check it out for as low as $5.
That was great. I should have did all that.
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And we
Did you even say your Patreon, Greg?
No, I gotta say, on Thursday I'm also doing live Friday night, Greg, at Royersford for Soul Joel's, and Night Cream is performing live.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the band is gonna be out. We're gonna end the close on the show on some music, and Soul Joel said I am not canceling no matter what. So, he's really testing the ability of me performing to nobody.
Excellent.
And on Greg Stone podcast. What's it? The Greg Stone Zone Patreon has got so much great stuff on it. So many great things. So many great things.
And this is going live right now?
Yes.
I'll be at the St. Louis Funny Bone this Thursday, August 12th through Sunday, August 15th. So if you're in St. Louis, Missouri, come out to see me at the Funny Bone.
Goddamn right.
Nice.
And go see Bobby Kelly live at the Comedy Connection in Rhode Island this weekend, August 12th through the 15th. He'll be at the Punchline, Philadelphia, the week after, August 26th to the 28th. Oh, no, 2 weeks after. He will be at the Comedy Works in Saratoga Springs, Thursday, September 2nd through September 4th. And Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida, September 10th through the 12th. I will be with Bobby at Side Splitters and Providence, Rhode Island. Also, on the 22nd, I will be in San Antonio at Laugh Out Loud that Sunday doing a show by myself. And so please go get tickets to that, because I was supposed to do the weekend with Giannis. He canceled. That's the only night they can give me because Jeff Ross is bringing somebody else.
God damn. Come out to that.
Nice.
Numbers for Mikey.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Now
go to
we're
comicwearables.com.
Great comic, by the way. I don't know if people ever tell you how great of a comic.
Oh, thank
Very
you.
funny guy.
I don't know if people ever tell you.
Oh, is that the worst way to put that?
It was kind of a funny way to
It's a
put
fun
it.
way to put it.
Like, I don't think you've ever heard this,
I don't
but
think
you're
you
good.
Sorry. Yeah.
You can get the Dan Soder, Squiggly, the Robert Kelly, Ari Shafir, Mike Calta, more coming soon. The Fuck Doug Bell is almost out. Kel's Bell, Sister Ping, YKWD, Not You, the Calton Kelly, Pancake Sunday hat, YKWD hats, all at comicwearables.com.
I thought those were pogs for a second. I got fucking pumped. I thought that was a hat and pogs.
And you get free pancake mix with the Pancake Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah. And and go to patreon.com/Robert Kelly. Sign up, just $5 a month as where we start. Get the extra 20, which we're about to go to right now. Get the bonus episode of Calton Kelly, watch live, all that stuff. And the new episodes of What's in the Box, Tech Talk with Bobby and Friends, a lot of other bonus content on there as well.
I mean, Bobby's got the most content I've ever seen. He's got brunch foods.
Yeah.
We've got pancakes for our Silver Star listeners.
For our silver.
It's like, how many levels does Bobby have? Holy
It's just a
shit.
tube of his.
I mean, Bobby should just fucking be teaching a business course in this at this point. You know?
Bobby Kelly, the flamethrower. The kids love it.
is he individually scooping like Aunt Jemima's
One?
pancake
Yeah, he's going
mix?
one for you, one for me, one for you.
How is that manufactured?
Bobby's got a different podcast for every room in his house. Bobby in the shed. Bobby by the pool. Bobby in the yard. Bobby in the spare bedroom.
Bobby looking in the mirror.
bathroom.
It's Bobby and Bobby. He's just with a mirror.
Bobby on Bobby.
I guess that'll about do it for us. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Greg Stone. I'm joking, right?
Yeah.
Also, my dad died in 9/11, so I can make that joke. 1981, 9/11, when I was born. The real. So I just... You know what's worse than bombing on a show? Bombing on a podcast with two of your best friends.
But we were just talking about how much we love watching people bomb.
I know. Because here's the thing. When you bomb on a show, you still get to talk.
Yeah.
When you bomb on a podcast, you just are now a guest. You just sit. Like, I guess it's
You're
out.
just an
You just sit
audience
the
member.
audience over. You just listen.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you guys seem to be a good time.
Well, no, it'd been
I
great,
got
Mike,
nothing
if
to say.
you would have been. Greg would have said that, and she cries during the Holocaust readings, or she cries during the 9/11 readings. Mike, all right, let's go to traffic.
We're reading the Patreon names.
We got to
right?
read the Patreon names.
Hell yeah.
Gonna pull them up right there. We also have our read from our business sponsor on our business level. Wicked Good Furniture, Wicked Good Wholesale Furniture. Come in, Wicked Good deals on all your name brand furniture. It's 30% off retail prices. Just go over the Phillipsburg Bridge. They're located at 316 Town Center Boulevard, Eastern PA, or go to wickedgoodfurniture.com.
Can you make it bigger?
Yes, please.
That's what she said.
Nice.
This is all 1 month.
This is all this week.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. The hell am I doing well?
Are we thanking each person?
Yeah, you just got to say their names. Try to say it funny.
I mean, this first one is guaranteed to come out funny. Not
That's gonna
because
burn
of
you.
more because of my uncultured self.
That's gonna burn you at the end.
It's
Why don't you start with Jordan
It's
Welch?
Patreon only, right?
No,
Vishal
everybody.
Salvi.
Yeah,
I did it okay, right?
an Italian Indian.
Yeah. Greg, this is
We
you.
just go down.
Yes,
Yeah.
You seen him on MTV's dick sucking contest. Jordan Welch. Is that what you know? I swear. I don't know what you have. A good guy or a
What
good
do you gotta
girl.
do?
Jason M. Hughes. And I have friends who I wrestled with in college, John and Russ Hughes. So that's a great name. That guy's probably can throw some people around. All right. Let's keep
Austin Brody. That's
Extreme sports.
yeah, dude. That sounds like you're sucking down a dew and doing a rail off a toilet.
From West Minnesota, he weighs in at about 67 pounds, and they call him the Destroyer. He's Isaac Solomon or Solomon. One of them.
Coming to the main
Even a
stage.
Smile from you guys.
Mike Blackman.
Friendships are over here.
Who's probably a white supremacist. Let's just keep moving.
What's happening here? Austin Wiseman. I'm just getting Austins.
Austin Brody from before.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I got
I
it.
said that too
I
enthusiastically.
got you.
Sorry. I think the edible's catching up with me now, Greg, and I'm freaking out.
Kyle S., who I noticed used to be on my Patreon and unsubscribed last week.
Wow.
I think now they're
Funny to run into you here.
yeah,
Kyle
weird.
S.
I didn't know. You couldn't come to my party, but here you are at Sammy's party. Good to see you.
Interesting.
You could have just donated $5 and $5 to us.
Yeah.
Kevin Royerden.
It's Reardon.
Reardon?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I would have guessed Royersford, Pennsylvania. Or
August 11th. Matt Han?
Imagine you paid for
Matt Han.
Yeah.
You said, oh.
I wanted to say it like the Street Fighter thing,
Okay.
but then I realized there's nothing left.
Am I next?
You're next.
Imagine that you wanted to do a Patreon. You donate just to hear your name, you hear Bobby say your name, and then you get
And
the
then
guest
you get
spot.
us.
You get Greg.
He's got to do this again next week.
Yeah, it's not fair.
We've had guest hosts before.
Gucciano, nice Italian. You'd be a fan of Macaroni Rascals.
Macaroni.
Gucciano getting it. You getting it. We all getting it. He probably did that on purpose.
Yeah.
That's a good
Gucci,
one.
I'm
Yeah.
getting it.
Do you think for our podcast, we should make merch macaroni necklaces?
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely. And they're boiled, so they burn you when you put them on. I like
Okay.
that. You dip in
Try not to injure
And
our
you can eat
fans.
them.
pay. People like being abused. That's what I noticed.
That's what I heard about Scotty C, who is our final Patreon guest.
Yeah, one more,
Very nice.
one special one.
Oh, motherfucking nature.
It's a $25 member, so thank
Wow.
you, motherfucking nature.
Motherfucking nature. Thank you. MFN. Good
Shout out to Mother
man.
Nature.
Good man or woman. Could be either.
All right, let's go to the phones.
I think that's the sode, right?
Yeah.
That's the sound.
Yeah.
So dumb.
I've never said that before, and I said it so naturally. I hate myself.
You really did. That this whole episode is a win just for that moment. But that was it. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been a pleasure and a dream come true career-wise to guest host this show.
Where do we get our check?
After the show, gotta see me downstairs. I'll say the line.
You've been listening to the YKWD podcast. Thanks for listening. Now go back to your shitty jobs. Shitty jobs. Shitty